Okay, welcome to part 2 of number conversion systems. Make sure you go back and watch part 1 because everything we use in part 1 is going to be converted over to part 2. The same concepts. To part 2 we're going to deal with octal, hopefully hexadecimal, and then after that part 3 will be some shortcuts. So let's say we had base 8, okay, and remember base 8 we set it up the same way we would set up decimal or binary. We make our positions. This is 8 to the 0 power, 8 to the first, 8 squared, and 8 to the third. Okay, so this is 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. This is 8. This is 64. This is 512. And if I had a octal number, let's say 0, 0, 3, 2, and this is base 8 octal. I want to find its decimal. All I do is take 0 times 512 is 0, 0 times 64, which is 0, 3 times 8, 24, plus 2 times 1, which is 2, and 26 would be my decimal, or known as base 10. Okay, let's try another one real quick, because like I said, I'm trying to get hexadecimal in here too. Let's say I had 064, and I want to, and this is base 8, and I want to convert it to its decimal. Well, this is 1, this is 8, and this is 64, 512, so forth. Okay, well 0 times 64 is 0, 6 times 8 is 48, 4 times 1 is 4, 48 and 4 gives you 52. Okay, and we could do the reverse. Okay, let's say I had a base number. Let's say I had 116. Let's say this is base 10, a decimal number, and I want to convert it to its octal number. Okay, remember above we went from octal to 10. Now we're going from 10 to octal. Okay, so it's very simple. Again, this is 1, this is 8, this is 64, this is 512 up here. So we don't have to worry about 512 because 116 is much smaller than 512, so we really don't have to worry about that. So first thing you have to do is ask the question, 64 goes into 116, and it's actually 1 time. Okay, so 116 minus 64 is the question, and I'm left with 52. Okay, now you have to ask the question, 8 goes into 52 how many times? Okay, and it is 6. 6 times 8 is 48, and we are left with just 4. Okay, once we subtract these, and 4 is the remainder, so your octal is 164. This is your base 8. Okay, let's add another number. Let's try 132. Again, this is base 10, and I want to convert it to its octal, and this is 1, 8, 64, 512. Again, we don't have to worry about 512. 512 is much bigger than 132. So, and the question is, 64 go into 32? Yes, it goes in there twice. Okay, and it goes into 128 132, and the remainder in this case is just 4. Can it go into 4? No, so we put a 0 there. Okay, and we have 4 remaining, so 204 is my octal. Base 8. Okay, so we used the same number setup as we did for binary and decimals in the previous video. Now we're going to go into hexadecimal. Hexadecimal is base 16. And it's kind of unique because they do things just a little bit different. Okay, this is 16 to the 0, 16 to the first, 16 squared, okay, 16 to the third, so forth. Everything's set up the same. But you have to ask yourself, what numbers can go in this position? And most of you might say, hey, from the previous videos, it's 0 through 15. But you can't really say that because we cannot put a double digit in this position. We can only put a single digit. So what base 16, or what we call hexadecimal, does, it's 0 to 9 could go in there. And if it's 10, we use it as a letter A. If it's 11, we say it's a letter B. If it's 12, we say it's a letter C. 13, D, 14, E, 15. So we say 15F. So we go ahead and take 3 times 16 and we get 48. And we take A, which is 10, times 1, and 10 times 1, which is just 10. And we get 58. Okay, so let's try another one real fast. And we're going to work with base 16. And let's say we had the number 2B. And I want to find its decimal value. Okay, so again, this is 1, this is 16. Well, 2 times 16 is 32. B, which is 11, times 1, which is 11. And we should get 43. Okay, and then do the reverse. Okay, let's say I had a regular number, and let's say I had 97. And I want to find its hexadecimal. Remember, 97 is base 10. And I want to find its hexadecimal. So this is 1, this is 16. And 16 squared is 256. So, oops, 256. So we know this number is out of the question. And then we ask ourselves, 16 goes into 97 how many times? And it is 6 times. And we know 6 times 16 is 96. Remainder 1. So 61 will be its hex number. Okay, so let's try a different number, because that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Let's try 95. And our first question is, again, we set this up, 1, 16, 256, which we don't have to worry about. And 16 goes into 95 5 times. And 95 minus 80, because 5 times 60 is 80. Okay. Which leaves us with 15. But I can't put a double digit here. Okay. So if I can't put a double digit here, what I must do is pick what represents 15, and it's the letter F. F represents 15. Okay. So you should be able to go between number systems. Decimal to hexadecimal, hexadecimal to decimal. So far we went from decimal to binary and back again. we went from decimal to octal and back again. And we went from decimal to hexadecimal, and back again. We could go interchange between the two number systems. And if you notice, they all have decimal in common. So if you're ever given a binary number, you could go the long way and convert. Let's say I want to convert binary to hexadecimal. Well, first I should do is convert it to decimal, and then convert the decimal to hex. Same way with given a decimal number, I want to convert it to an octal hex. I should know how to do that. But if I'm given an octal number and I want to convert it to a hex number, well, convert this octal number to a decimal first, and then take the decimal and convert it to its hex. Okay. Now, the next video, part 3, will show you some shortcuts, okay, to go between binary and hexadecimal, hex and octal, and so forth. Okay, so we'll show you some shortcuts on how to go in between certain number systems with binary and hex and binary and octal. Okay, so please tune in to part 3 of this presentation.